We are live. Hold on one second. I always do this, just checking up. Want to make sure that it goes live at the time it's supposed to go live. Okay. I hear myself. Everything's going well. Good visions, good audio, and we are live. Okay, the first thing I want to discuss is we're going to jump into the markets, obviously. We're going to show you the Dow Jones. We're going to show you gold. We're going to show you Bitcoin. We're going to get into the trades I made last night. But the first thing I want to discuss is why would you buy Bitcoin, okay? This video will explain it. If you have yourself 6 to 7 minutes, here we go. This is why you should buy Bitcoin, okay?
Don't be alarmed if you don't quite comprehend the deception of this system at first glance. Very few people do. It is purposely complex. The economist John Maynard Keynes once wrote, "By this means, government may secretly and unobserved confiscate the wealth of the people, and not one man in a million will detect the theft." I believe that presented correctly, anyone can understand this system, regardless of how complex it is. So let's do a recap and break it down even more. The way the system works is that, step 1, the government creates glorified IOUs. These bonds increase our national debt and put the public on the hook to pay it back. Step 2, IOUs are swapped to create currency. The Treasury sells the bonds to the banks. The banks then turn around and sell our national debt at a profit to the Federal Reserve, which they probably own. The Federal Reserve then opens its checkbook that doesn't have a penny in it and buys those IOUs with IOUs that it writes, checks, on a checking account that has a zero balance. Then they give those checks to the banks and currency just springs into existence, and then the whole process repeats. This results in a buildup of bonds at the Federal Reserve and currency at the Treasury, which is really just a supply of numbers. The Treasury then deposits the numbers in the various branches of the government, and we get to step 3. The government spends the numbers on promises, public works, social programs, and war. Then the government employees, contractors, and soldiers deposit their pay into the banks, and we get to step 4, where the banks multiply the numbers by magically inventing more IOUs through fractional reserve lending, where they steal a portion of everyone's deposit and lend it out. That currency gets redeposited, and then a portion is stolen again, and the process repeats over and over, magnifying the currency supply exponentially. Then we work for some of those numbers, which brings us to step 5, where our numbers are taxed. We pay tax to the IRS, who then turns our numbers over to the Treasury, so the Treasury can pay the principal plus the interest on bonds that were purchased by the Federal Reserve with a check from nothing. Then we get to step 6, the debt ceiling delusion. The system is designed to require ever-increasing levels of debt and will eventually collapse under its own weight because politicians always kick the can down the road. They don't want it to collapse on their watch. And finally, step 7, the secret owners take their cut. The world's largest banks own the Federal Reserve. Those banks make a profit selling our national debt to the Fed. They make a profit when the Fed pays them interest on the reserves held at the Fed, and the Fed pays them a 6% dividend on their ownership of the Fed. This system is fundamentally evil. It funnels wealth from the working population to the government and the banking sector. It is the cause of the artificial booms and busts of modern economies, and it causes great disparity of wealth between the rich and the working class. And it is only possible because we no longer use real money, we use currency. But worst of all, it is a form of enslavement. Bond is the root word of bondage. Whenever a government issues a bond, it is a promise to make us pay tax in the future. Nobody asked you if you wanted to pay tax today for the prosperity we all enjoyed in the last century. Nobody is asking our children if they want to work hard in the future to pay for the prosperity we're enjoying now. George Washington once wrote to James Madison, "No generation has the right to contract debts greater than can be paid off during the course of its own existence." By stealing prosperity from tomorrow so we can spend it today, we enslave ourselves and future generations. Now this all sounds pretty bad, but there is great hope, for you are the greatest threat to this false monetary system. This system relies on the public being ignorant of its workings. Please share this knowledge with everyone you know, because an informed public that fully understands the system can build a better future for generations to come. And now I leave you with this quote, widely attributed to a former director of the Bank of England. The modern banking system manufactures money out of nothing. The process is perhaps the most astounding piece of sleight of hand that was ever invented. Banking was conceived in inequity and born in sin. Bankers own the earth. Take it away from them, but leave them the power to create money and control credit, and with the flick of a pen, they will create enough money to buy it back again. But if you want to continue as the slaves of bankers and pay the cost of your own slavery, let them continue to create money and to control credit.
So if anyone has any issues or you don't understand that, let me know. I play it once a week or twice, maybe even more. I try to show people that once you understand the Federal Reserve, you'll understand why you need to have a Bitcoin hedge in your portfolio. Even if you're not full-blown Bitcoin, you need to have a hedge in Bitcoin because you do, okay? Market bouncing back really strong, okay? We had a wick all the way down here to 2.4. We did get pushed down, but that was bought right back up. Wow, interesting. So we hit 2466. Wow, to go up 2,000 points, that's an insane move right there. Do I think this is the end of the fallout? I don't. I actually think this is just what they call a bull trap, meaning they're trying to get you to buy the dip. This happens in Bitcoin all the time. They crash Bitcoin. You think you're buying the dip. A couple hours later, they crash it even more. You end up losing even more than you did the first time chasing the dip. I wouldn't chase the dip here, but that's just my opinion. I would wait for the dust to clear. I would not be buying right now. Your impulse is to buy. You think you're a smarty pants. You're like, oh, I got this dip. I'm going to buy. But honestly, now you're buying with everybody else, you know? So it's like you kind of want to be more contrarian if you're going to make it through, or you're going to do something like against basically most of the population. So in my opinion, JNUG is the buy today. It's up 16%. We knew it was very low and oversold. I'm using Market Cipher here if you're familiar with that. We can go to traditional templates though if you'd like, if that makes you feel a little better with the RSI MACD. So we were on the daily, we were very oversold here on JNUG. Look at that bounce. Perfect bounce, textbook bounce. So great place to buy an asset is anywhere in this dotted line or below. This is the RSI Relative Strength Index. So, you know, some basics of trading. This is the RSI, this is the MACD, and then I use 5 moving averages. That's one of the many templates that I use, but this is just more basic so I can explain to people what's going on. I do see hidden bullish divergence too. If we take a line here to here, what is hidden bullish divergence? It's we take a low to another low. We find that low on the chart, which is right here, and we draw it to the other low. Actually, no, we do not. We have divergence. Sorry, I forgot that we had a gap up. So no, we do have no divergence. This is just the price action is following the RSI. So, but we should see a bounce just because we are oversold. So I was thinking JNUG was the buy, 49 up 16%. Made that buy on Friday afternoon. It was kind of a textbook buy, easily done. Maybe sell. I'm raising my stop loss to be up 10%. I'll see if I can ride this out. So we'll go from there. Yep. Beautiful day for trading gold. Once we get back over 1600, I think we will kind of maintain a bottom somewhere between 1550 and 1585. See my white lines here, 1550. We held it so strong. If we were to break through, we would go right back down here to 1509. That's kind of like the next hard resistance. So I think gold will hold 1550. I think we go back above 1600 and we see what happens from there. Yeah. But would I buy the dip on the Dow? I would be careful. I'd be careful right now. We are oversold, very oversold. We're down here. So we could have a come up, but then we could get a pounding down too. And we're not sure exactly what's going to happen with this coronavirus in the U.S. With the U.S. quarantine, what's going on? I just played a video recently where we said a New Yorker is demanding to be tested. He came back from Japan and they refused to test him. They're just not going to test him. So that's a little disheartening for me. You know, it's a little upsetting, honestly. So yeah, See what's going on with the chat. MA63, the feds won't be able to hold up the economy by injecting billions of dollars forever. No, they won't. They definitely won't. That's very true. So, yeah. Okay. What are the plays? What's going on with crypto today? Let's check it out. Crypto, green day, kind of. Yeah, in and out, but mostly green. Seeing some big players. WRX up 20%. That's the that Indian token that is has an exchange. And look, it was falling in the falling wedge here. Right? 68% chance of a break to the upside. Buy the breakout. So there you go. Not a lot of action there. You got to go to the 4 hour to kind of see what's going on. But it was in a nice channel. Buying the bottom of the channel was a nice move right there. We were low on the RSI as well. So there's your pickup point. Boom. Up 20%. H-bar up 15% at 3970. Kind of breaking out now. I bought H-bar last night around here. Let's see if I can show you my trade. We're up $70 right now on Ravencoin as well, up 7% from my buy yesterday at 127 on 3-1. I just purchased Bitcoin at 1124 for $4,628. We're going to see what we can scalp out of Bitcoin. Getting a feeling it's going to take a move. Let me show you why. What's going on. Okay, so I traded H-bar last night. What would I get into today? What looks oversold? Or, you know, we had these oversold dips here. You can see it was really the time to load up. They used the stock market in a way to think we were correlated. I think that was a way to kind of scare people into selling their crypto to the big institutions. Makes sense, right? Like, let's make them think we're correlated. Use this fear to add more fear so we can get more money. Textbook golden. This was a double top here. Did not play out. Usually it does, did not. It seemed like we had a bounce back up. So what do we see right now for Tezos? This is what I'm looking at. If I flatten Tezos, I check it out on the 4 hour. First, we're looking for a pattern. I see a triangle. I'll delete my old work. Start fresh again. But I see this coming in at us. Boom. Almost like we're breaking out of this wedge here. Just want to clean up my structure. Okay. So look, we almost have a bottom, triple bottom in a way. What's the target for this? Nice 41% gains coming back to Tezos. We did already hit basically $4. We're back to 287. Remember, this is a staking coin with a lot of movement. It's about to pass 50. It just went past 50, which is bullish on the RSI. We have a MACD cross coming, which looks like there's more upward potential. This is looking pretty bullish right now. It already is up to 9%. Bounce off this, we might get up back to a retest. Maybe getting in at 67. See if we can expand this chart here a little bit. How would I handle Tezos? I think anywhere between here, you'd be lucky to gobble it up. Anywhere from 268 even to this 284 region, I believe this is a nice buy. If we do shrink back, you can put a stop loss here, a little lower than this lower low at 254. Okay, that would be about a 5% if you can get in at 268. If you bought now, buying now, I think is kind of, you want to just, I don't know. If you do buy now, I'd say you allocate a ladder system, meaning if you want to get 1,500, if you want to get 10 grand, depending, you buy about 10 to 20% of your initial position right now. No more than 30%. So if you were in for 1,000, I would buy $300 worth of Tezos right now at 287. I would start building a position. Okay. That's what I'm going to do actually right now. I'm going to show you right now. I'm going to be buying $350 worth of Tezos to build a position here. Okay, we're going to ladder in. I'm going to show you how we do that. Okay, USD XTZ, which is Tezos. We click on it. We make sure the instrument gets red. There it is. We're now in the instrument. This is what we're going to trade. We have, oh, this is for Bitcoin, XTZ. Oh yeah, I did purchase it all my buying power into Bitcoin. Okay, so I would have to unload a little bit of Bitcoin right now to get into XTZ, or wait for a fun move. Up at 8871. I'm just trying to make a scalp here, you know. Up 7.8% now on Ravencoin. At this point, I will take my stop loss and bring it to break even, or at least like 1% loss, 2%, very small loss. We'll save that. Okay. So I'm going to ride out Bitcoin for a little while, but I really do see a trade here for Tezos. The beginning of a position. I think we're going to bounce back up. There's a candle move right there, 288. You saw we just boosted. So, yeah. We just need to break this resistance here, you can see, and then it's off to the races. If we can break this line right here, 296, we kind of go all the way back up. There's only one little place right there at 313. So there's also a trade right there, just a scalp kind of. This is you can see we had a little trouble. We bounced off here for support. So I'm going to put like a line in this region. It's more like a box though. It's kind of like from here and around. It's like this area here. A lot of consolidation. We bounced off of it. We broke through, bounced back up. You can see we wicked off this line right here. See this wick bouncing off. We do have a curve in the 21-day moving averages. It looks like it's going to curve back up and cross, negating these death crosses here. We do have a MACD pushing up, and we have the RSI in a good place. So this is looking right for a nice trade. I do think we might just get a little bounce back and be able to get it, gobble it up between 268 and 278 in that region, something like that in this green box. Low at 268, high of 284, but mainly in the middle of this box. I think you would want to consolidate and get yourself some XTZ. Perfect time. It could ride back up for the next little wave, get it right back up to $4. And then after that, if it breaks that, then, you know, the sky's the limit. It could just keep rocking. So it will break that all-time high, go back over $4, and then from there, you know, anything is possible for this instrument, especially at staking 6%. You know, Atom, one of my coins that I just love to play, keeps falling out of its broad channel here, making me extend this to more of a wedge. Let's bring this broad channel down. I had a channel inside a channel. You can see we were playing this channel, so I kind of felt like this line was holding. We're still in an uptrend despite everything that's going on though with Atom. Would I buy Atom right now? I mean, definitely the buy was here on that low RSI. There was just massive potential to make a push up, you know. And we got some good news too coming in for many different things in the crypto space as well, regardless of what's happening with coronavirus in the world. We got a 6% dip up here. Now I would this is consolidation for me. This line here, look, we came up, we bounced, we bounced, we bounced. We came up, we bounced, we bounced. I feel like we have a bottom here forming for XRP at 22 cents. So I think anything in this green box is where you would like to be getting it. I wouldn't want to buy over this. I wouldn't want to buy under this if it kind of crashed back down to that 17. But I really feel like we found a bottom here. You see we had a complex head and shoulders. If we look at that, we should come back down. It actually could go all the way to here. Looks like we got bought back up by the bulls, but do we consolidate down more? This may be the time. This may be it right here. See where this trend line crosses the support line, we could see a nice buying opportunity. If we can get it at 22 cents one more time, that could be a catalyst for another spike up. So we did break down out of this complex head and shoulders, as you can see. So the pattern played out as it should. What do we see though? I do almost see kind of a double bottom here, a slanted double bottom, or a cup and handle forming, more exaggerated handle. But yeah, I also see an uptrend forming there. As you can see, there's a bit of an uptrend. It's right here. Right? So we should go up, come back down, go up, come back down, and then we'll break out of this falling wedge, which I've been watching on the larger scale of 133% gains all the way up to 67 cents. So that's basically what I see happening for XRP. So if I were you, I would be getting into XRP right now, honestly. This is in my consolidation green box. I was right a lot of the times when it came to Link. Let's look at Link. The last time I said to consolidate, buy something, I was pointing out Link a lot. Show you what's going on here with Link. My old work, see, I drew this purple box. I said if it comes back down in here, this would be a great time to accumulate. Had you taken that advice, you'd be up 200%, damn near at the height. Let's just see if you just played it where it is now. You'd still be up 144%. No reason to complain about my analysis of Link. I was saying we were going to go and hit the 546 region. We came to 488, which is pretty close, and I think we're consolidating now here. Sirens all the time here in Queens. It just doesn't stop. I think it has something to do with the coronavirus because it's always fire engines. I'm hearing a siren to 5 sirens an hour from when I wake up to when I go to bed. It's pretty strange. A lot of sirens, though, for sure. Jonas, what's going on, man? Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate that. Hope you're feeling good today. Hope everything's going well. Neo, also something that I'm looking at here. Look, a bit of a double bottom for Neo. Large cup. Let me show you what I mean by a large cup. Rounded bottoms are very bullish. Very bullish. Okay. So you got this rounded bottom here on Neo. It did kind of fall out. I feel like this is a fallout. Every once in a while we get a shakedown. Basically, they try to get you out of the trade. This is a huge double bottom, as you can see, right? Double bottoms will erupt. Let me show you what I see happening with this double bottom on Neo. So you would take the top of this line and you would bring it to the top of the W, and that would be where you were going for your target. Obviously, long term, this is like a midterm hold idea, a few months, and where do we see that? Neo basically doing 100% from where we are now, 145% for Neo. I think this is a really good time to buy Neo. I feel like it bottomed here, right here at 697. I mean, that was the most glorious time to buy, right? These two bottoms here, this bottom, this bottom. I feel like we keep consolidating. We hold this line of support here at 10.5. So if you can get Neo, let me again put my accumulation box in. If you can get Neo anywhere between here, anywhere between $10, $13, you ladder buy. Make your first ladder in right now if it goes back down. So if you want $1,500 worth of Neo, if you want $1,500 worth of Neo, you would buy $500 right now at 12.04. Then you would buy another $500 if it dipped down, okay? But if it went up and bounced over up on top of this nice rounded bottom, this rounded line here, you could buy even more. I would put, that's how I do this. Ladder in every buy, ladder out every profit. Once we get up here, that first 500 that you got in at 12 would be sitting at 18 or 19 in this region. So you'd be up 50%. There you would take profits maybe on one of the $500 buys. Keep the $1,000 in there that you had earlier in the consolidation range. So I think we're in for a big move here in altcoins. It's looking like they're consolidating. They found their bottoms. These double bottoms work out really well. You can see them in many, many other places. This is a known trade even in the stock market. It's a lovely pattern, very bullish pattern. Yeah, so just something you want to check out. Yeah, and let's get into the news. We have some other news. So basically what I would be trading today is I would make a buy into Tezos, 287, but I would ladder in my buys. I wouldn't put my whole position in yet. I think we're consolidating on this line here at 254. So if you can get it, I basically should expand this. If you can get it back into 254, it'd be amazing. The reason why I don't think that's happening is we have this trend line here that we definitely bounced off of, and then we made a move out. We could come back down. I think 268, 267, something like this is where you want to make a buy. And then you can put your stop loss below this line, and you can have a 10% risk management for that trade. But you're gaining 41%. So that's a 4-to-1 risk-reward ratio. When someone says, what is risk-reward ratio, your RR, it means how much am I risking, how much am I gaining? I'd like to gain 40%, I'm going to risk 10%. That's a good trade, okay? We also have the MACD crossing here, which is bullish. So you hear the sirens again? it's constant. I live right off Queens Boulevard. I also have the BQE near me. So if they're going to Astoria, if they're going to Brooklyn, if they're going to Manhattan, if they're going into Long Island City, I just hear sirens like I've never heard in my life. For people to tell me that it's not a coincidence, look, you can hear it. The sirens are constant, like to the point of I've never heard sirens like this in my life. Sounds like they're coming right near me right now, actually, pretty close. But yeah, maybe. Is it a coincidence? Maybe. But I don't really believe in coincidences like that. So, Atom. When I purchased Atom right now, it did seem to find it's hitting the bottom of the trend line. So, usually you want to buy on the bottom of a trend line. I'm on the 4-hour chart, which is the healthiest chart for a good couple day scalp, you know. If Atom makes it to the top of the first trend line here, we can see 30% gains. But if it makes it all the way to the top of the next trend line, we see 56% gains. Okay. Also, we were oversold on the RSI. What am I talking about when I say that? Because I know we have beginners here or people who are just checking out. MA63 for sure. I think it's time to get into altcoins right now. Even for a scalp, I'm not saying they're gonna start their amazing rallies, but I think for a scalp, definitely a good time to start getting into some positions that you can unload in the next week or two. So this is what's called the Relative Strength Index, RSI. And what it does is an algorithm that shows the momentum of a move and how many buyers and sellers are left over. See, look, people started selling the stock, and we put a 30 and 70 here on the RSI. We make these lines. You can go in here and change these. You can edit them. And the reason why we make this blue line is because once we're lower than the 30, we know we're in the oversold region, meaning there's less and less people that own this to sell it. Eventually, everyone that owned the stock that was going to sell is going to sell. Everyone's going to hold is going to hold. And you hit a bottom point. Eventually, you do hit a bottom where no one is going to sell anymore. That's where the reversal begins. Okay? Bouncing up, bouncing down. And it doesn't mean if you buy there, you're guaranteed to make money. You may have to hold. You hear the sirens, guys? Like I know I live in New York and there's a lot of sirens, but lately it has been just to the point of no return. Like, I hear sirens in my sleep. I hear sirens while I'm eating. I hear sirens while I'm in the shower. It's got to be Corona, in my opinion, but hey. Now, we have a big thing coming up for Bitcoin, which is the halving. If I want to show you the halving Bitcoin, the halvening chart. Bitcoin halvening chart, right? Here we are. So, let's see if we can get this real big. Come on. That's the best we get right there. Let me just zoom in on that then. Okay. So, accumulation right before the halving. 1 year before the halving, you start accumulating. And that's where we were last year. We were low, right? 3,000. And then Bitcoin halves in 2012 for the first time in its life, right? And then Bitcoin halves. And what is the halving? It means that every time the miners mine, they get basically 1,200, or they get 12.5 coins, right, out of the transaction. Now when a miner pool mines, they're only going to get 6.25 coins out of the transaction. Yet the demand is bigger than it ever was. More people know about Bitcoin than ever. So what happens when you cut the supply of an asset, yet you raise the demand? You tell me. Look at the N95 masks. What's happening with those? The supply is getting cut. People are selling those things for $10 a pop. It's insane. So right now we are approaching that place right here where the halving is about to happen. Okay. So they're looking at gains, Bitcoin at 144,000, right? Over $100,000. So, look what happened each time we had a halving. Boom, boom. And now we're getting into the halving again, guys. So just explaining what the halving is, it means the Bitcoin supply will be cut in half. It will be cut in half. It's going to change the trajectory of Bitcoin forever. Yeah, something that every holder is really looking at and really excited for. So yeah, the Bitcoin halving on May 14th, Bitcoin will be Wow. So in coming up in May, man, it's so far, it's so close. And see, right after the halving, boom, huge moves. Boom, huge moves. We're coming in there. We may consolidate. You may even be able to get Bitcoin under 8,000 one last time. But after that, my friends, I don't think you'll ever see 10 grand again. Ever, 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 ever. Okay, let's just get into the news. The stock market dropped by more than 10% last week. Here's what happened. Here's what history says happens next. Saying that you will get some good returns of 3 or 4%. Is the sell-off over? I don't think so. Harvard University's endowment was busy with some big stock trades in the fourth quarter. Overseas endowment has a record annualized average of over 11% since it was founded in 1974. The university endowment was valued at $40.9 billion. So they sold their Facebook stock, which is interesting. Beyond Meat is tanking after earnings. You know what? That got a lot of push-up, and coronavirus is still hitting the Dow. This is some just bogus news, honestly. I don't know if I really give it any credence. Chainlink price may surge 24% as the partners with Ethereum Classic. It's interesting. Ethereum Classic is kind of a dinosaur, kind of a speculative asset. I don't hear much of it moving and mingling with big projects. So 2 days ago, Mr. Van de Poel noted that the retest of the 370 level will be very nice for Chainlink token price. On February 9th, 2020, Link price rallied almost 12% within a few hours and stopped only 10% from the new all-time high. You give a look to Link. I just showing you Chainlink, and I gave my subscribers and my viewers an amazing place to accumulate. I was talking about this purple box for a long time. So Link up to 432 now, making some big moves in the last day on a daily candle. Look at the size of those daily candles. So just 5 days ago, you'd be up 23% with a purchase on Link. It seems that 350 level was really hard. What would I do with Link right now if I wanted to get into it? Well, it's getting high. This trend line is getting quite vertical, okay? So when I see that, I think it's about to start another leg up. Look, the MACD is turning. Actually, too many people like this coin, and everyone knows about it. So in my opinion, it's the different beast, really. It is. And it's supposed to keep continuing up to 542. It's supposed to reach that area, in my opinion. This is kind of a bull flag it's forming right now. And if you don't know how to trade patterns or you want to get into patterns, I have a video in my channel here, some free value. Go to my channel, okay? Hit the videos and go all the way down here to right here, patterns, charting works, get a free chart, right? And in this video, I just basically explain.
If you came to my channel, then you're already doing the right thing.
I explain how charting works, and I explain just a little bit about it. And here, a link in the description, you can hit a Google Doc, and it will take you to a pattern chart. And these are basically the main basic patterns. There's about 8 of them, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh no, there's about 14 patterns, right? 15 patterns on this page, and there's more patterns than that. These are the basic patterns that you want to start learning, though, and understanding. Most people are trading off these patterns. So when I say I see a bull flag or a bull pennant, it's these two. They both have a continuation pattern. If the price goes into it, goes up and down, it usually comes out going up out of the pattern. So I see right now a bull flag. If I connect these two lines, something like this. So could we come back down to this trend line? Very possible at 338. Very possible. But a lot of people like this coin, man. I'm telling you that. And I think the lowest we go is 345 if that happens at all. There's a chance we break above this line. We could even play this as it was like a V-shaped recovery. So we're kind of more like this. So we come back down 382 at best, maybe after today's elation. But we have a MACD cross coming. This is the moving average convergence and divergences. This is about to pop up over. The blue line is going to cross the red line. When we see that, look, the blue line crossing the red line right here, we had a major move up. About to have that happen again. The RSI is about to start too. And it's not even in the overbought region. So it looks like we can start the ascent up to 5. I honestly would make a buy on Chainlink. I feel like it has to kind of get slapped back down by this trend line, or if it breaks up. If it breaks out of the trend line, I would look for a retest. So it will go up to like 460, 450. Then I would look for a retest back down to the 430, 440 region. So if it breaks out, this is how I would play this if I was going to trade this. Or when I trade this, because I believe I'm going to have to get a position in this. It's only a matter of time. So when it breaks out, it's going to come up. We hope, you know. Nothing is guaranteed, but it should come up. Then a lot of times it comes back to this trend line, and this is where you want to accumulate, and then it's on its way to the races. So this would be a great place to accumulate if it breaks up. If it breaks down, ends up going down here to the bottom of this trend line, this would be the great place to accumulate at 372. I would keep a buy order at 372 just in case you get lucky in the middle of the night, and then I would wait for this breakout. And that's how I would play it. I would either be buying here at 428 with a stop loss down at 410, 411, or I'd be buying here at 378 with a stop loss here somewhere at 340 and 357 region, somewhere maybe it stucks. This kind of pins you because we have a lower low here, which you may want to be below if you don't get stop hunted, which actually could give you a little more of a stop. So I think it's a very aggressive buy to buy the bottom of this trend line. We also could be seeing a double top, and this could move back down. So that's also a chance. Something's very possible. Look how high we went here. You could say we're right in this area, and we could come back down. So you have to be ready for everything as a trader. You can't just say this is going to happen, and I'm going to do it and dream it and make it work. That doesn't work like that. You have to set up two possible scenarios. You have to play them both, and you have to be ready to get out for both, and you have to protect yourself for both. Okay. Again, though, looking strong in the markets today for a Monday with all the stuff going on. Pleased to see that we are bouncing back here in the Bitcoin world. Just want to get a look at Bitcoin real quick before I get into the news. 8,900, about to hit 8,900. If you go to my Twitter, I just said I bought 4,628 USD of Bitcoin at 8845 BTUSD pair. I also say, I just see this is me on January 7th. I bought 2,200 worth of Bitcoin, stop loss 7,024. If anyone wants to know, that was around like 7,200, 7,300. So you can see that I'm up, you know, almost 2,000 on a $7,000 buy, which is almost about a little under 30%, something like that on 2,200, which is about $700, $600. Not huge, but I'm just showing you that I do tell people what I do with my money. I'm here on Twitter at CryptoLifer33. I just bought $4,620 worth of Bitcoin at 8845 Bitcoin USD pair. If you want to get down, if you would like to take that trade, I'm letting you know on Twitter. So sometimes I may not be live, but I'll be on Twitter showing you guys what's going on, and telling you the trades that I'm taking. All right, so we have big news for crypto. The Dutch Crown analyst Michael van de Poppe published a couple of bullish predictions for the price dynamics of the popular altcoins. Step by step, 2 days ago, he said that, so he was pretty good. He called that 370 level really good. Last week, Ethereum Classic Labs team unveiled a partnership that is crucial of importance for Chainlink adoption. The Chainlink infrastructure will be used to organize the interaction between Ethereum Classic blockchain and multiple off-chain services. Now, blockchain is in and of itself. It's basically a protocol in and of itself. What do you invest in? What do you foresee for current altcoins? The current altcoins I would be getting, I have a long-term holding in, or let me explain. Chainlink. You got to have Chainlink. It's like having Coca-Cola, man. Like, if you don't have Chainlink, you're missing out. I like Atom. Atom coin is big. I like ICX is a sleeper. Not many people talk about. They're running Korea, and they're also making money already. They're a profitable business. Let me show you Icon. ICX. I'd love to do a whole entire video on ICX, honestly. And let's take a look at ICX. It moved up, and then it's in the golden pocket right now. The 0.5618 Fibonacci retracement. Perfect time to get some ICX. Honestly, it bottomed here. It's holding heavy support. RSI is turning up. We're coming out of a downtrend. This is curving, so the MACD is about to curve up. I actually would load up on Icon right now. The only thing is, if Bitcoin takes a tank, it tanks all these coins with it. That's why this is probably the hardest market to trade if you're not, so you have to start small with small amounts of money, and you have to really learn your instruments. You have to really, really be cautious all the time. You have to have, you have to know what you're going to do every time. You have to plan it properly. But Icon is a big one. Kava, look at Kava. I like Kava. This already went up over $1. It's down 86 cents. It seems to be bottoming as well. It looks like we really created a nice accumulation range for a lot of these coins here. Look, hit this line, hit this line, hit this line again. Seems to really get bought up here. We're curving up on the RSD. We even have a double bottom on the RSI. You see that? A double bottom. If we're even to take that, we could see the RSI basically, how you double bottoms is like a W and then you come to the W. So the RSI has room to come up. It's saying that it's going to come up more. We'll keep that there and we'll see if my predictions are correct in a day or two and when we live stream tomorrow. The MACD is pointing up, so we have the blue line about to cross that red line. See, the last time we had that, we went from, what, 80 cents on Kava all the way back up to 121. So to me, this is a place to, today is a good trading day for altcoins. Interesting as I look at it with you guys. I like Dash, I like Monero, but honestly, the main coins I think you want to be in, you want to have, say you have 10 grand. I would put 5,000 into Bitcoin immediately. Then I would put maybe 1,500 in Chainlink, $2,000 into XTZ because it gives you 6%, $1,000 into ADA, which is Cardano, and I would even get into VeChain. VeChain has connections with the government. Right now, it's at the bottom of a trend line. It's curving up too. Movement on the RSI. They're all looking very healthy on the daily chart right now. Really healthy on the daily. So, which is a good indication that this is going to go up. This also went all the way to basically a penny already, and right now it's half a penny. So if you get to a penny, you will 100% your money, right, from where we're at now. So you just got to be careful. You got to learn how to trade these markets. You keep coming to my channel, and I'm going to show you basically the basics of trading. Real easy. Keep it real simple. And yes, start with small amounts of money. Start little by little. It's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take some time. What I'm looking at in the regular stock market is MoneyGram International. They came down and bottomed here at 180. Now they're already up 40 cents on that 180, which is about a 25% gain. I'm looking at 192% gains for them if they break out of this falling wedge and come back up to the $5 region where they were before their previous highs in September of 2019, which wasn't too long ago. So this is very interesting. MoneyGram up 1% today. Looking at the market, pretty strong. So MoneyGram is something that I'm looking at. XRP is also something I would be buying. I would be buying here. So XRP, XTZ, Tezos, Chainlink, Bitcoin, and now there's all sorts of other speculative assets that you can make tons of money on. Like tons of these things are going to 100x. And VeChain as well. What is a stop loss? How can I stop loss on Coinbase? Okay. Now, if you have, let me show you something. If you have a Coinbase account, that means that you have a Coinbase Pro account, something they don't want to tell you. The reason they want to tell you this is because when you buy on Coinbase, you end up spending way more money. Let me find out this video for you guys. I got a video in my old channel, Remote Chief, where I explain this really well. Got a lot of views as well. So they used to call it GDAX, but they changed the name. So this is how you buy Bitcoin with no fees.
Welcome
all right?
to the Remote Chief channel on the YouTube network. You're here with the Chief. If you came to my channel,
Jonas, we're going to answer your question right now.
Today, I have a video I really want to discuss, and it's been bothering me
It's got
for
6,000 views, this puppy.
all my friends and different people have been asking me the same question. This is the question everyone's been asking. Where do I buy Bitcoin? How do I buy Bitcoin? How do I get into the newest Bitcoin craze? And a lot of people find Coinbase, and I tell them, do not start at Coinbase.
So you know, I'm an OG. This is October 16, 2007. Before we had the huge run up, I'm telling you how to buy Bitcoin. Yes, you know, a lot of people said this. Great, finally a video, good concise explanation. Thank you. Just exchange these words for
I could
GDAX.
transfer money from my bank account to my Coinbase account, which would take 7 days. That's right, 7 days. Now they would allow you to buy Bitcoin at the very moment. Like you could go, I want to buy 7 grand in Bitcoin, and you could do it. But what would happen is you wouldn't receive the Bitcoin until the money cleared. So you'd buy the Bitcoin, it would say purchase Bitcoin at whatever price it was at, 5,600. Say Bitcoin's at 5,600 today. So you would buy it at 5,600. But you would not be able to sell that Bitcoin. What if something happened in those 7 days and the price just went 52, 49, 48, all the way to 3 grand, and you were now down 2,600? For those 7 days while you're waiting for your money to clear, you would not be able to get out of Bitcoin.
Okay, so let me show you what's going on here. So when you buy with let me just, I gotta, hold on. I'm going to sign into my Coinbase account right now so I can tell you guys what's going on here. And disclaimer, I keep barely any money in there. So it's all hardware wallets. So Jonas, we're going to answer this question for you right away. Hold on one second. I know you have a lot of things going on in your day, and I want to get you up and running here. Okay, so let me just go to, okay. Give me 1 second here. Now you sign in to your Coinbase account, okay? And you'll get in. And once you're in, you're in. But then you also have a Coinbase Pro account that's attached to your account. You basically go to Coinbase Pro, okay? Let me show you it right now. And once you're signed into your Coinbase account and you make a Coinbase Pro account, I'm pretty sure they're like the same account. Like they basically work together, 100% together. So I'll show you right here. So I can't disclose everything here. I don't want to show parts of my screen because it has my it actually has my name, you know, and I want people to see the name I'm using. Let me just hide it. Like I'm going to show you half the screen, okay? Like this. Now this account comes with your Coinbase account. This is called Coinbase Pro. Now what you would do is if you wanted to buy Bitcoin, okay, you wouldn't buy Bitcoin the way you buy it on Coinbase where you hit the trade button. Okay, like see you hit the trade button right here. See that trade button? They're going to charge you a lot of money, okay? They're going to take advantage of you here. Why they do that, I don't know. Basically, right now if I go to buy, let's say I want to buy Bitcoin. So I hit trade, right? And I'm going to buy Bitcoin from my Chase account. I'm going to buy $2,000 worth of Bitcoin. I hit the preview buy, right? They're going to charge me $29, which is damn near 10%, 1%, right? 10% would be 200. It's actually over that. It's actually 3% they're going to charge me. Actually 1% is 20. And then 1.5% they're going to charge you. Now, and you end up only getting, you get $30 less Bitcoin, okay? Now, instead of doing that, what you do is you transfer your money into this account, you wait for it to clear, and then you hit deposit in your Coinbase Pro account, and you hit US dollars. And whatever US dollars you have there, you can hit deposit, and you can say from mycoinbase.com. See, they're actually two separate accounts. And so that pops right in, and then what happens there is you now have your USD here, and now you basically go buy Bitcoin. So you hit your limit order, you hit Bitcoin. It looks like Bitcoin's frozen right now here. I don't know if Coinbase just I don't know why they're not responding. Like these numbers should be moving around. But anyway, you buy Coinbase at 8870, and then you can put a stop loss right here. Stop price. I want a stop loss at 8800. Okay. So you do not want to be buying your Bitcoin, and this is still attached to your account. Once you buy it, you can then hit deposit, and you can send it right back to Coinbase if you want. But this is going to, and also the fees are going to be way less, especially if you're a maker and not a taker, meaning if you make an order and let it sit and someone has to fill it for you. Otherwise, if you're a maker, you basically make the order. A taker, you take the order right out of the books. So you want to hit post only if possible. You want to set a limit order. And see this advanced here, post only. You want to hit post only. You want to set a limit order. And that is going to be the cheapest way you buy Bitcoin. Like watch, if I want to buy $8,000, or remember we said $2,000 before, the fee will be nominally less. You end up paying like $8, maybe even $6. Sometimes you can pay way less than that even. So this will save you about $20 on a Bitcoin buy. It's a little more annoying, and you're gonna have to wait for your stuff you're gonna have to really trade. Here they're actually doing the trading for you at Coinbase, and that's why they're charging it for you. They're probably putting an order in a book, they're taking it out of the liquidity, and then they're giving it to you, and probably at market price. So that's what they're charging you. They're charging you what they're doing, basically, which you could do yourself. So Jonas, that's how you would set a stop loss with your Coinbase account, okay? Just to get you to understand that. And that's how you save money. That's why this video got 6,000 views, because people really understood you could save money doing that. And I really had to get that out there to the world. Cryptocurrencies could dry up bank lending. Bank of England Deputy Governor warns. Sir John Cunliffe, a Bank of England deputy governor, has warned that cryptocurrencies could dry up the supply of credit through the banking system, which could have profound economic consequences. According to Reuters, Sir John Cunliffe warned during a speech at the London School of Economics that a new wave of technology developments enabling users to transact cryptocurrencies could become mainstream, specifically referring to stablecoins such as Facebook's proposed Libra cryptocurrency. Cunliffe added it's possible these could see people move money from their bank accounts to wallets provided by other firms. I've already done that numerous times. Honestly, the more people that get in, the more the banks are going to struggle. This is fact. Fact. Hoskinson believes crypto is the best hedge to have during a financial crisis. One of the biggest concerns throughout the world right now is the coronavirus, and when it comes to cryptocurrencies, the fears are equally into play. Look at this. They do typos, man. One of the biggest concerns throughout the world now is the coronavirus. It's been spreading all over the world, and it seems that the days are away from being declared a pandemic by the World Health Organization. And when it comes to cryptocurrency industry, the fears are equally in play. One of the biggest issues and worries come along with the virus is for the global economy, which is currently being affected due to aforementioned worries. The stock market in the United States has been falling quite significant rate, with the Dow recording its highest one-day point fall in history. Co-founder CEO Cardano Charles Hoskinson said that there's a way to alleviate such concerns. Writing in a post published on Twitter, he said that cryptocurrency is the only reliable hedge against pandemics such as the coronavirus. He further stressed that the stock market is more likely to fall and the government will collapse with the coronavirus spreading. Despite this, digital assets will remain just that, digital. This begins the question as to whether cryptocurrency is the answer for shortfallings of the traditional stock market. Hoskinson also believed that the digital assets are the solutions to all the plagues that impact the global economy. He even said that his own cryptocurrency, ADA, is going to be the biggest digital asset in the world in the future. It will be interesting to see how this plays out. I am a huge supporter of Cardano. I've had Cardano since it was 2 cents, way back in October of 2017. Soon I'll be holding Cardano for over 3 years. It's a long-term investment. I bought Charles Hoskinson's mind. I think he's one of the smartest people out there. He helped create Ethereum. He moved on to ADA. Look him up, Charles Hoskinson. I've met him. I have an interview with him. Awesome guy. Really, really cool. Really interesting. If you go to my channel, really cool video I have. I have some cool videos, interviews. I have a video with John McAfee on this channel right here. I did a live interview with John McAfee.
Back everybody else is safe? No, I don't know about it. Safe
buying it then. I'm not buying it then. Yep.
Why? Fuck no. And
I also have an interview with Charles Hoskinson here on and he is the creator of Cardano. Super interesting guy. Right here.
Yeah,
this is who
stop loss at
we were just talking about.
Better, but this is just an update to that.
Increase the power, and they force us to think a little bit about who's in control and what.
All right. Everyone's getting loud in my house right now. Ripple CEO blurs the lines as to XRP's true purpose. It's a good article about Brad Garlinghouse and what he's talking about. Pretty interesting there as well. Ripple strikes partnership with major UAE bank. Blockchain company Ripple recently linked a partnership with Dubai-based National Bank of Fujahari. According to the official announcement, by joining RippleNet, the bank will allow its customers to perform nearly instantaneous transactions. NBF CEO Vince Cook said there is a need for innovative ways to improve their service in the age of the rampant digitalization. I'm going to ask you guys to please leave. I'm about to finish off. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Eyeing the $80 billion market, NBF will mainly focus its Indian customers that send money back home via INDS Land Bank. The Mumbai-based banking institution joined the RippleNet back in February 2018 to impose cross-border payments that surpass $80 billion annually in India. I'm telling you, Ripple is a huge investment. I think it's something you should definitely look into. I have a bag of Ripple, and so interesting. Looking at this is that if you have Bitcoin and you're afraid of an EMP, you can put it in a Faraday cage or a Faraday shield. It's an enclosure used to block electromagnetic fields. A Faraday shield may be formed by a continuous covering of conductive material, or in the case of a Faraday cage, by a mess of such materials. Faraday cages are named after scientist Michael Faraday, who invented them in 1836. A Faraday cage operates because an external electrical field causes the electrical charges within the cage conducting material to be distributed, so they cancel the field's effect in the cage interior. This phenomenon is used to protect sensitive electronic equipment, for example RF receivers, from external radio frequency interference. often during testing or aligning of the device. Faraday cages are also used to enclose devices that produce RFI, such as radio transmitters, to prevent their radio waves from interfering with nearby sensitive equipment. So you can basically get a Faraday cage and put all your cryptocurrency wallets in there, and even if an EMPMD is lit, you will still hold all of your coins. And don't think there's not a bunch of miners or people with the cryptocurrency Bitcoin sitting with a Faraday cage. So I think Bitcoin will actually be impervious to an EMP. Pretty interesting. Check me out if you want to learn about coronavirus. I'll be doing a live stream tonight at 10 p.m. Went over as much as I could. If anyone has any last questions, let me know. I'm about to sign off. I got to do some things with the family today. Got to get some things organized. But please let me know if there's any other asset you want me to go over. I'll wait a minute because I know it's about a 20-second reduction time, a lag from when I say something to when you guys ask a question. Wow, the whole market's turning green now for crypto. It's just erupting. Things are going really well. Bitcoin about to hit 8,900 in a big move. We're getting a big push up. Yeah, it seems to be a good day to be in an altcoin or two. Bitcoin up 1,900, now up 7.5% on the Raven buy. Yeah, I think we're going to see a big move for Bitcoin in the next couple days. We're low on the RSI, which means we were oversold a little bit. We're coming off on a MACD turn on the daily. That's a very strong indication that Bitcoin will go up. We have a cup and handle, which is in play. This guy I like to watch. There's a lot of traders that are far more. They've been around for me for a long time. Cup and handle puts us back above 50, brings us back to the trend line, possibly to 8,000. I think we stop here. I think we bottom there and we're coming back up. You hear the sirens again? It's constant with these sirens. Like I used to have sirens, but not like this. Not like this. So they think we handle off back down below 8,000, and this is just a scalp. It's very possible. Very possible. I may take my $20 right now, right off the table. You know, I was just trying to make a little change. I wasn't really hitting a huge mark there. So yeah. But now we're basically in break even on this Raven trade. We can lose almost no money at all, and we're up $76. So that's working nice for us, and we will see more to come. But yeah, what did we go over on trades? We said to make a buy on XTZ, a buy for Link. Make sure you're laddering in these buys. I would like to see either this area to get into or Link to go up and retest and get into here. More sirens. It just doesn't stop. We went over MoneyGram. I think it's a nice purchase. I think it's a good buy. I think you can make it back to the trend line here. And I think it's eventually going to be up 192%. Has deals with XRP. So yeah, they're just people are freaking falling like flies out there with the ambulances. That's coming from this coronavirus, if you didn't know it or not. XTZ is breaking out now of this falling wedge that I have drawn. 68% chance of a break to the upside. This is actually accumulation time. This is popping, and then it's going to go up another 40%. So definitely something worth looking at. We have the MACD crossing. We have the RSI. I believe I'm going to ladder out half of my Bitcoin trade right now, and I'm going to put that half into Tezos. So that's something I'm going to be doing. But thank you guys so much for watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when I post my next video. And yeah, I appreciate you stopping by, and I'll be live tonight going over the coronavirus.